Namaste. Welcome. The universe. The universe is one single unit of love. Love can be a very misguided word, but what it is basic desire. You see? Love is a desire. You see, everything is a desire, but this universe is one single unit of desire, but not the desire that we break up into fragments of tiny states. It is one whole, complete desire. Desire to be here. The universe we can call consciousness. Whatever we are, and we are beyond consciousness and beyond universe, we called in consciousness. See? We called in consciousness, our own consciousness, to experience a reflection of ourselves, which happens to look like the universe. Now, you can look and say, is it a mirror reflection then? Are we the real universe looking at a reflection of the universe? And in which universe are we appearing? Are we in the reflective universe or the mirror or the original universe? But the original has no state, you see. It wouldn't reflect itself. There would be no desire if we knew what we were. But to know what we are through our universe and through being in a universe, a being in the universe as our experience of our self in a minuscule body in our totality. That is why an enlightened being will say, I am whole, holy, total. I cannot see a person. I can experience being what appears to be captured in a body. But when I overcome the state of the body as an idea and a thought, I can experience totality. I can experience non-duality, wholeness. Consciousness only does two things. It gives birth, constant reflection, constant look at this, new. Every day every moment you have a new breath. And you keep it and you let it go. Mind has created time, and therefore the body appears to be changing, appears to be here for a period of a life, but it's changing every single nanosecond. Every part of your body, as the great Deepak Chopra discovered through science, 90 something percent of your body is renewed every single year. So they are not the same person every year. The only thing that holds you together is the idea, the concept, the name, and the world to remind you of who you are. We are all reminding each other of who we are in this human state. Second thing consciousness does is it realigns. You see, it realigns. Consciousness is the universe, and the universe all the time is realigning. Why is it realigning, you see? Why does it have to realign? Because as our true state, before consciousness, before we called our consciousness into desire, we wanted a desire to see what we were, what we appear as to life. But this desire has moved into a desire we're not happy with what we are. We want to change things. So if you look at it in a scientific way, consciousness is the universe, you see, is the space in the universe. We are all appearing as a black hole. And each time our body goes, we go back into our little burrow where the rabbits go at winter time. And we wait until we need or find another desire to come out and just try and put right what we put wrong the first time, you know. We just want to come and see what we are. And then we're captured by this desiring ego mind. It says, no, you can desire other things. Oh yeah, and you forget again, and you fall into deep sleep again. The realignment from consciousness comes from our need to change what is happening perfectly on its own. When you produce a painting and you frame it and you put it on a wall, and that's the only thing you want to see, that's what it is. That's the clue, you see. You don't want to take up the paintbrush every now and then and change it. That's a desire to change. The creation is done. The desire to change is when you're not happy with it anymore. And you're not happy with it anymore because of consciousness realigning. You see, it's a circular catch-22 situation. When you send a spaceship into the universe, it's going to cause some sort of destruction to the natural evolution of space, stars, meteorites, planets, whatever. So consciousness, the universe, has to realign this love to make it right. Realignment for consciousness is a task, a chore. Consciousness, then, you appear to believe that you are this consciousness and this body and this mind, so you have a task now to realign. Okay? So we destroy things for our desire, and then we feel obligated to put them right again. Yeah? The lesson is there is no real concern. The minute you put a spaceship into the universe, or you put an airplane into the sky, which is not a natural thing to do, but it's a desire to want to experience different countries, to experience being a bird, or the idea of what it must feel like to being a bird, or to simply move out of this earth into this atmosphere. It is a desire to do so. Now what I'm saying here is that there's no real harm. There's no real harm because consciousness realigns. But the harm comes to the body and the mind because the body and mind feels obligated to realign. Therefore, you're doing tasks and chores that really you're not feeling, I shouldn't be, I have a purpose, you know, I shouldn't be doing this. The purpose is to simply be here and witness what is already majestic. Love is constantly being realigned. We're constantly changing through looking for love because we've pushed it aside through this nature being encroached on, and we feel obligated in a circular way to put it right. So human beings will never experience totally what they're here to experience unless we stop going so fast. How long can consciousness realign? And where else is it realigning, you see? What other planets are putting spaceships into space and acting against the laws of nature, the law of the universe, you see? The law of consciousness. The law that you gave consciousness before you called it in. I don't want my consciousness to be encroached and disturbed. I want to fully experience being here. When we put a spaceship, when we are looking to the universe, we're aliens, you see? We want to become aliens. We want to go and seek and search other aliens. Aliens are things that are doing, primarily your body is an alien. Ask anyone who is depressed and mentally ill. I just want out of my body. I've had enough of it. It does me no good. You see, there's two speaking. There's always two speaking. There is always two speaking. You and you about your body, through your body, about other bodies. That's duality, you see. I want out of my body. I want my head to go. I want everything to cease. I want to be free. I want to be free. Your body is an alien. It is an absolute vital piece of equipment. But it is alien to you, the one inside. You understand this? It is alien to you, the one inside. You called upon this body. Well, this body was given to you to realign. You see? We're called every single moment to this life to do a chore, a task, to put things right. That is our core being. We believe we have to put things right. We make a mistake in a relationship and we have to put things right. If we walk away, we're putting the responsibility on the other one to put things right. Yeah? It goes down the line into this human state world. Everything is about trying to regroup and become a unit. Communities, religions, yeah? Isms. It's all about regrouping to become a unit so that we don't make any more mistakes. Well, science is putting satellites, airplanes. We're not blaming science, Why would you want to investigate something that is an absolute awe-inspiring miracle? To simply look into the sky with your human eyes at night and witness lights and Milky Ways and sometimes, if you're lucky, the odd planet. We can look from a telescope from here. What harm are we doing to look from a telescope from here? Why go into the moon? Why go to Mars? All we're doing is breaking this unit of love. But this thing, consciousness, is far, far superior to that, you see. It continues to put things right. It is so pissed off with human consciousness, but it still put things right. While humans put things right, after our first initial mistake, consciousness will continue to work through us, through your body and mind. When there are no humans to put things right, there's no spaceships going into space, providing there are no other life forms and other planets. So while all life forms are removed, this universe becomes absolute perfection. But there's no purpose, because you, the one who is beyond the universe, no longer sees it, because the body and mind and life itself, in whatever planet you live on, you see, you may appear to be living on Earth, but you are living on every planet. We are all collectively layers and layers of universe. Same universe. Same galaxy, same cosmos. So, what is being said? Nothing really, no information here really. But the reason you're having to put your family, initial human life, constantly trying to regroup, constantly trying to work it out as a team, trying to become a team, trying to constantly work it out as a team, is because that is what our purpose is. But while we're working on this purpose as a consciousness trying to realign, we're totally ignoring the real purpose of simply being. But we're not really, you see. Because consciousness working through this body and mind, using this body and mind to realign its own atrocities or incidents, is consciousness alone. The one that we are looking through, beyond, from, before our consciousness is called in, but looking through consciousness, because we cannot look through anything without being conscious life. We are getting some sort of story, and we're busy in the background typing. Beautiful. Love. 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 More love. Love. I love. Love, 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 love. What I see is I love. I love. Your whole life in a body. Every single moment, from the moment your eyes and your emotions open, your senses open. The person, the mind, the ego, the thing, well, you're just doing what's going on. It's going on. You're going on. You're realigning. You're making mistakes and you're amending. You're making mistakes. You're overcoming them. You're amending them. You're making mistakes. Sometimes you're not making the mistakes, but we're all working as a unit to try and amend these acts that we do of polluting the environment and chopping down trees and putting spaceships into space. You see, we're all guilty. Everyone is guilty. The minute you kill an insect, you are having to realign this whole universe that you are. So don't worry about your life, because the one that's typing in the background, recording all this, is creating your heaven that you already are. You see, you're already this moment, this stable, permanent, still love. But you haven't created, called in consciousness to appear as a universe and a body and mind for no reason. When it's all over, you have created what you have seen, because this is just a movie. We're recording it in the background as love. Everything that is experienced is love, to create paradise and heaven. And you'll all be there in your own heaven and paradise as one whole unit of love. But this time, this unit of love will be real. It will have been created. So you keep realigning, because if you don't realign, if you don't make amendments, consciousness will say, well, you know what? I can't do it without bodies and minds. I can't do it. This I is the core, the spine, the axis, the total axis in your conscious world. This axis, this spine, is keeping everything together. The whole axis of the universe is where we are looking from. Consciousness cannot do it without. The maple cannot work without the ribbons, you see. And the ribbons, when they entwine and they tangle up, there's no one. Even wind cannot untangle. The ribbons have to untangle themselves using, fortunately, hands and whatever. Senses, emotions, mind, machinery. The minute you put a digger into the ground, the universe has to realign. Consciousness has to realign. We are constantly the most stupid race of a desire to want to change. It's quite natural to change, but the speed that we're trying to change now is causing major suffering, depression, because our realignment is not being able to, we're not being able to realign, put right, because something else has came behind. So we have finished that job, another job, have finished that job. That need to know of achievability, it's done, finished, put away, book finished, put away. Road bypass built, put away. The minute things are half finished, the universe suffers. And it's all down to speed and wanting to try harder, too hard.